everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us for a tour of the Emerald Princess.
Let's go!
We've spent 4 weeks aboard the Emerald Princess sailing through Iceland and Northern Europe in late 2025. The Emerald Princess first set sail in April 2007 and was refreshed most recently in April 2025. She carries about 3,080 guests at double occupancy. We're going to give you a full ship tour starting at the very top and heading down through every common space. Deck 19, Star Deck, is accessed from the aft either by stairs on the outer decks or the leftmost aft elevator. There's a walking and jogging track circling the elevators, a 5-hole Princess Links mini golf course, shuffleboard, and the multi-use enclosed center court for basketball or pickleball. It can be extremely windy, but it's a great place to take in sweeping ocean views from the back of the ship. Directly below the jogging track on Deck 18, Sky Deck, is Skywalkers nightclub. During the day, it's a quiet glass-walled lounge for reading or spending time with friends and family. At night, the DJ kicks in and it turns into the late-night hotspot on board.
Go down one more level to Deck 17 and you'll find the teen and youth centers. If you walk outside from those areas, you'll find a peaceful aft-facing deck with a giant hot tub and a small pool, though the pool was closed for our sailing. This area is usually quiet, but it can also get pretty windy as compared to the hot tubs in other parts of the ship.
Midship on the sports deck, you'll find the Sun Terrace, which offers tiered lounger seating to soak in some rays or watch movies under the stars. In the front of Deck 17 sits the Sanctuary. It's an adults-only paid lounge with loungers and waiter service. You can book day or full voyage passes once on board, but keep in mind that it might be closed on certain sailings like it was for ours. Deck 16 is the Sun Deck, with a large amount of open deck for lounging and enjoying the sea breeze. At the front is the Lotus Spa Complex with treatment rooms, salon, and a full fitness center. In the middle of the spa is an outdoor area that holds the adults-only Lotus Pool and hot tubs, which are all free to use. The wedding chapel rounds out the indoor spaces at the front of Deck 16.
Midship holds the Trade Wind Bar. Aft on the Sun Deck is the Adagio Lounge. This lounge is a quiet space during the day for nice piano music and cocktails in the evening. Right next door to Adagio is the newly renovated Sabatini's, an added cost restaurant for a leisurely Italian dinner with beautiful wake views.
The Lido Deck 15 is up next, and it holds both of the main pools for the Emerald Princess. Calypso Reef and Pool sits under the big screen with its own bar and 2 hot tubs. Neptune's pool is a touch larger, also with 2 hot tubs and plenty of loungers, served by the nearby Mix Bar. The Salty Dog Grill cooks up fresh burgers and hot dogs on the open deck. These were some of the best burgers we've had on Princess. For other quick eats on this level, Coffee and Cones is combined with the Slice Pizzeria. Here you can pick up free soft serve, frappes, specialty desserts, or pizza slices most of the day.
Just inside is the World Fresh Marketplace Buffet. The buffet has serving areas on both sides of the ship, as well as a smaller selection of food at the aft. There are self-serve drink stations and seating all throughout, though on sea days we found it almost impossible to find a place to eat.
On rotating evenings, the back of the buffet area is turned into either Steamers or Planks Barbecue, 2 added cost casual dining restaurants. Steamer's menu is entirely seafood based, while Planks serves up barbecue and other southern favorites with a twist. You can't make reservations for these ahead of your cruise, but we recommend making reservations once on board if you want to give them a try.
If you exit the aft of the buffet, you will find the Horizon Terrace. The Outrigger Bar serves up drinks and the entire area overlooks the terrace pool. The terrace pool is the main common space on Deck 14, and it is smaller and quieter than the pools on the Lido deck, and it has a way better view.
There is a viewing deck above the bridge at the front of Deck 14 where you can take in amazing forward views, but expect it to be closed for safety reasons while at sea and if it gets too windy in port. Decks 12 through 8 are primarily staterooms. Handy tip, the Emerald has self-service laundrettes on most cabin decks, perfect for longer itineraries. Deck 7, the Promenade deck, wraps all the way around the ship, including up a little staircase that takes you to the bow of the ship. It's covered, so it's a great place to take in a sunset or get some exercise if the weather isn't great. Aft on Deck 7, you'll find Club Fusion for dance classes, bingo, and destination lectures by day, and parties, karaoke, and comedians at night. The photo gallery is right outside, but gone are the slatted pull-out walls with hundreds of printed photos. Instead, you'll find several computers where you can view and purchase your photos. If you opt into facial recognition on your Princess app, any photos taken by Princess will automatically link to your medallion and will also be visible in your app directly. This area is also where you can purchase medallion accessories, iris photography, and tech accessories like binoculars and SD cards if you forgot yours.
As you walk forward on Deck 7, you will find the added cost Crown Grill Steakhouse, which also houses the Crab Shack casual dining for lunch on some sea days. Explorer's Lounge is next, which is going to be your hub for your trivia, your art auctions, and even your game shows. It also has its own bar and a variety of seating options for any group size. Mid-ship, the Promenade deck opens up to the top floor of the Piazza, which is the main lobby of the ship. On one side, we have the Crooner's Bar, which is a comfortable lounge that plays piano music in the evenings.
The other side is home to some of the shops of Princess selling watches, high-end jewelry, and cosmetics. The nearby library is a small, quiet space that holds books and board games that are free to all. You can also find daily crosswords and puzzles to take with you. The Wheelhouse Bar has been replaced with O'Malley's Irish Pub on the Emerald Princess. They offer added cost casual dining during the afternoon and evening, but it's also a great place to lounge or listen to traditional Irish folk music almost every night.
The Shore Excursions desk and the Effie shop are right outside of O'Malley's on your way towards the upper level of the Princess Theater. The Princess Theater is a traditional cruise ship theater experience with big production shows, tribute acts, and it even hosts Voice of the Ocean and Deal or No Deal. Shows typically take place at 7:30 and 9:30 every evening. You can enter from either Deck 7 or Deck 6. We recommend sitting on Deck 6 for the best sightlines since wooden railings can block your view from Deck 7.
If you exit the theater on the lower level Fiesta Deck 6, you run right into the conference center. It has one room on each side of the theater. On our sailing, one side held a traditional conference table and chairs, while the other held ping pong tables. Gatsby's Casino is also right outside of the lower theater entrance. The casino has a giant bar and table games in the middle that separate the smoking and non-smoking slot machines. We found that the non-smoking side generally stayed smoke-free, but the limited variety of machines meant that almost every single seat in the entire casino was taken most evenings and sea days.
The Captain's Arcade is at the front of the casino for kids of all ages to play classic games at an added cost. Right outside, the guest services desk faces the Piazza on Deck 6. However, we recommend using the crew call chat in your Princess app as much as possible to avoid long lines at the desk.
More shops line the Piazza on Deck 6, including the main Princess brand shop. This is also where you'll find duty-free alcohol and snacks for purchase. Next door is the first of the Emerald's 3 main dining rooms, each serving the same menu. The Da Vinci dining room sits at the aft end of the Piazza on Deck 6 and is your venue for walk-up dining without a reservation. The Botticelli dining room is also on Deck 6, but is only accessible via the aft stairs or elevator. That is where you can make reservations for a different time every night. And on Plaza Deck 5, you can find the Michelangelo dining room, which is the traditional cruise dining experience with 2 seatings each night. Right outside is the ground floor of the Piazza, which is a great place to catch some music and dancing pretty much every night.
The Internet Cafe has a printer anyone can use, and it's where you will go if you have issues connecting to your Wi-Fi. Next door is the Future Cruise Planning Desk, where you can learn more about future voyages, make your future cruise deposit, or book your next cruise with Princess.
Vine's Wine Bar has a larger wine selection than most other bars on board, and on the other side of the Piazza, the International Cafe serves up small bites 24/7. They usually have a good selection of breakfast pastries in the morning and small sandwiches and sweets in the afternoons and evenings, as well as a counter where you can order specialty coffee and tea. Good Spirits at Sea Bar serves up cocktails for the Piazza area. And if you move forward on Deck 5, you'll find the halls of the Fine Arts Gallery lined with paintings on your way to some staterooms in the forward part of the ship.
Gala Deck 4 is the lowest floor on the Emerald Princess with guest access. This is where you will find the onboard medical center and the water shuttle embarkation areas.
And that rounds out our tour of the Emerald Princess. Now we'll share more about our experience on board.
Thanks everybody for joining us on our tour of the Emerald Princess. Let's start with the food. I think the food's been pretty decent. We've done mostly buffet, lunchtime dining room. We've done the grill and the pizza, and everything's been pretty good. It's not my favorite pizza, I will say. But the burgers have been really good at the grill. Like, they are actually seasoning them really well and cooking them well. And the buffet's been pretty consistent as well. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I think sometimes the buffet can be a little cramped. Like, there's a lot of people going in and out, and it's not really been peak hours.
Yeah.
I feel like nothing's really that crowded per se, but because the paths and the buffet are so narrow that it's not uncommon for like people to be kind of bumping into each other or waiting on something because somebody's standing there. And the grill's been awesome.
Yeah, and as far as the main dining room, the service has been a little bit slow, I would say, as compared to maybe some other cruise ships. But not like, you're not going to miss your show or anything.
No.
The food's been really good. They've had a lot of variety, so that's been really nice. It's been pretty consistent, so.
I would say my biggest pet peeve with the main dining room, though, is I feel like we've gone a couple times now where the menu in the app or on the television was actually different than the menu that they gave us.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit wonky. Now, we were still able to find stuff we wanted, and it was still all really, really good. And, you know, I think you kind of just roll with the punches at that point. It's a little bit weird that that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, so make sure they do post the menu right outside the dining room, so you can just walk down and see it. But yeah, if you go by what the app says, you may be disappointed if there's something you really, really want.
Yeah. And one of the other things we really noticed was that the public spaces on this ship are kind of just completely empty.
Yeah.
Something that plays a part in that is this is a cold weather cruise, so pretty much all the outdoor spaces are basically dead. I've seen like one person swimming this whole cruise in the actual pool, and we thought they were insane because it was very cold outside. But a few times people are in the hot tubs, movies Under the Stars people were watching.
Yeah, I feel like the outdoor spaces have been really barren, like nobody's really out there, and that would make you think that the indoor spaces would be really crowded. Yeah. But really, they're not. Even, you know, sea days where we're all walking around and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of people on board, even though it's a sold out cruise.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just did a really good job planning on the ship and making the public spaces the right size for the amount of people that were going to be on the ship, or if maybe people are just spending more time in their room. That could be because the rooms are pretty nice. But overall, though, like all of the public spaces, I think they're doing a really good job in keeping them up. Like everything's pretty clean. I haven't noticed any like thing in disrepair.
Yeah, overall, I think there's been multiple times where we've like kind of stopped and asked each other like, where is everybody? Because we're on a sea day and there's open seating, there's just couches, there's chairs in the piazza.
Nobody's
I don't know.
in the dining room.
Yeah, the dining room was fine. We just
don't
walked
know.
right up. I'm not sure.
And then as far as entertainment, so again, this is a 14-day cruise. They actually haven't had any production shows until about day 9 of this cruise, and then they're like squeezing a couple into the last few days. So the entertainment's been kind of weird. The rest of the nights they've had, you know, some guest singers, but mostly guest like magicians and mentalists and comedians.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just not really our thing. It's just not really been something that we felt like we wanted to go to, because typically they're very, very corny and very cheesy, especially on cruise ships. And that's okay. If you're into that, great. But yeah, so the entertainment's not been that great. And as far as like trivias and stuff, the entertainment staff is fun.
Yeah.
We like them. But yeah, just keep in mind that if you're on a longer cruise on the ship, which it does tend to do longer cruises, they may like backload all of the production shows, or maybe it's just our particular cruise. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I feel like, especially with the comedians, those fill up so quickly. And on this ship, at least it's nice that they're putting them in the Princess Theater. Yeah. Sometimes they stick them in like the Club Fusion or Explorer's Lounge, and it's like impossible to get a seat for it. So I really do appreciate that. At least the people that want to go are going to have an opportunity to go.
And overall, the staff has been great. We haven't had any problems that we've had to actually go to like guest services for or anything like that. But everybody around the ship, you know, greets you, says good morning, hello, how are you? And just seems to have a smile on their face and is doing their best. So that's been really nice.
Yeah, they do a really good job. I'm really happy with it. And so, as you know, we kind of gamble and we're in the casino fairly often. I noticed with the casino that actually they did a pretty good job separating the smoking and the non-smoking.
For the most part, you can't smell smoke in there unless somebody's smoking like pretty much right next to you. And even then, they have some sort of like fragrance thing that's happening a lot that's trying to drown it out. And while I appreciate that because I don't have an aversion to strong smells, like if you do have some sort of aversion to like a strong perfume, laundry type smell, it might start to bother you on the smoking side. but you don't smell it really on the non-smoking side because they're not pumping it in there. So it's been really nice. Like there's a huge gap between the two sides, and I do feel like it's doing a very good job of ventilating.
Yeah, that huge gap actually has a really nice bar, and it was like very empty. So I thought that was actually pretty sweet. And it's across from some table games, and the dealers seemed like they were having a really, really good time. So I think this is like a great cruise to do table games at. But with the non-smoking side, I guess my only complaint was that the machines are kind of older, or there's like not really like licensed machines.
It is. It's very much older machines. There's a lot of like quarter reel machines, which is fine. But they just, I don't think they're utilizing their space correctly as far as what machines that they have in there. And there's definitely some where they could have fit a couple more on an end row or put a little bit of something newer in there.
We didn't see like hardly anyone playing bingo.
That's what I was going to mention too. Like we went to a bingo session just to kind of observe, and there were probably like 20 people playing bingo.
Yeah.
Their prize for blackout was $200, and
crazy.
That's so low compared to every other cruise we've seen. Granted, it's not the last day, so like the jackpot wasn't assured to go. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good and a bad thing. If there's not a lot of people playing bingo, your prizes are going to be lower, but you're also not going to have to fight for a seat in the lounge, which sometimes happens. So.
And I will say the guy that was hosting bingo was really, really funny. So.
I felt bad for him because nobody was giving it back to him.
Yeah,
like,
there was no interaction, really.
He was trying his hardest, but it was a fun thing to watch. Because we didn't have a stake in the game.
Yeah,
so.
And they were doing like a little lottery system in there too. They had like a little sub game going. So I think bingo would probably be pretty fun.
So what do you think? Have you sailed on the Emerald Princess? Do you have any comments or maybe any questions if you're looking to maybe sail on the Emerald Princess? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helps you find the right direction for your next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.